client was she is a Royal Navy officer. She joined the Navy at a fairly young age. She did really well. She was very ambitious, very career-minded, very hard-working. Went through the ranks and had career progression quite quickly, but then hit what she said was essentially a glass ceiling. My client came to find out that another candidate, male candidate, who she said was had less of a good career record as she had, achieved a higher ranking and was promoted to warrant officer role rather than her. And she brought an internal grievance about this in the Navy first, tried to find out really why this was. That took a long time, but didn't really go anywhere. And the only option after that was to commence proceedings in the tribunals for sex discrimination. The case was brought in the Sex Discrimination Act, 1975. Well, this case has been pretty devastating to her, really. She was very pro-Navy until this whole issue arose. Going through the internal grievance process was very traumatic. She met a stone wall, couldn't get any information. She experienced a lot of negativity for pursuing that grievance and not letting it go. And since she won the tribunal case, she's received a fair bit of flack from colleagues and various other sources as well, so it's not been a pleasant experience for her. I would certainly say that advice should be sought from a suitable source, and various sources exist. There's an organisation called ACAS who provide a helpline that provides preliminary advice. You can go to CABs, law centres. If you can afford it, use services of a solicitor. But certainly take advice about whatever problem you're having, because normally before you get to the litigation stage, it's normally a process of having to raise grievances internally. Sometimes though, raising it internally leads to a satisfactory resolution, other times it doesn't, but then litigation then is your, I suppose, your final resort. I would say that discrimination legislation has been pivotal in improving equality equality and fairness within the workplace, because we're going from a time in the, say, before the mid-1970s where there wasn't any protection against discrimination, and when the discrimination was first introduced, legislation was first introduced, it only protected against sex and race. Since that time, the grounds of discrimination, privilege discrimination, have been expanded. You've got age, disability, part-time working, fixed-term working, so things have definitely sort of ballooned. And my perception is that within the workplace, discrimination has become a lot more unacceptable. And the reason why that is because employers are aware that being on the wrong end of a discrimination case can be quite costly, can be quite embarrassing for them as an organisation.